Happy New Month, viewers. You are welcome to another episode of Tommy Talks Legal. And today we're going to be discussing on the topic why your landlord wants to evict you. But before we get along, I would like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, click on the like button and share generously with your audience. I believe that it would say a very big thank you for the favor. In the course of my practice, I've seen a lot, or I've come across a lot of tenants who dread being served a quit notice or an eviction notice, as the case may be. In this video, I will be sharing with you 10 reasons why your landlord will want to evict you, and also be giving an aside on how you can avoid being evicted untimely by your landlord. Number one reason why your landlord will want to evict you: you are not paying your rent regularly and timely. Where you are not paying your rent regularly and timely, it is only normal that your landlord would probably want to evict you. Every landlord wants their rent paid on time without delay. So once your tenancy is expiring, even before your tenancy expires, every landlord is looking forward to receiving their rent from the tenant. Where you cannot meet up with the rent timely enough, communicate with your landlord. Make them know the challenges or the reasons for the delay and when you will be able to meet up with your obligations. Once there is proper communication, it is only normal that your landlord, being aware of the circumstance and being duly notified, will give you time enough or the time stipulated for your rent renewal. But where there is no communication and there is delayed payment, any and every landlord would want to serve such a tenant a notice to quit. Number two reason why your landlord will serve you a quit notice or an eviction notice: where you as a tenant, you are not allowing other co-tenants have a peaceable enjoyment of their property. So you are a cantankerous tenant, always looking for trouble or looking for avenues to create trouble. You do not have a peaceful coexistence with other tenants. You are always fighting or bickering with other tenants. It is only normal that when your landlord lives in that property with you, he or she would want to issue you a notice to quit so that they can have a peaceful enjoyment of their property, and other tenants would also have their peace. Where the landlord is not living in the property, or you have a property manager or a caretaker or an agent managing the property, and other tenants cannot relate with you peacefully without any form of quarrel or the other, it is only normal that you will be served a notice to quit, because every tenant, no matter the number of tenants living in that property, deserve a peaceful enjoyment of their property, of their premises, and a peaceful coexistence with other tenants. Number three reason why your landlord would want to evict you: when you make it impossible for your landlord or their agents to perform routine inspections or routine checks on their property. The law permits and allows the landlord to have routine checks on their property and possibly conduct maintenance on their property. So where you have been given a notice of a future inspection, whether a 2 months notice or a 3 weeks notice or a 2 days notice or a 24 hours notice, as has been stipulated or agreed upon in your tenancy agreement, and you accept such notice and you make it impossible or a arduous task for your landlord to conduct routine check on the property or routine inspection, it is only normal that your landlord will want to issue you a notice to quit, regardless of your privacy. Once you have been issued a notice of inspection, you should allow or permit your landlord or their agent to conduct routine checks of their fixtures and fittings of the apartments that has been rented out to you. Number 4 reason why your landlord will want to evict you: when you are a subtenant. So what do you mean by a subtenant? Where the property or the premises has been rented to another person or to Mr. A. Mr. A now, without the consent of the landlord, gives that same apartment or lets that same apartment or rents that same apartment to Mr. B. It is only normal or expected that the landlord would want to evict Mr. B because Mr. B is alien to the tenancy transaction or agreement between Mr. A and the landlord. So where Mr. A, if you do not want your landlord to evict you untimely, make sure that where there is an instance or an event where subletting is going to happen, ensure that you carry your landlord along, or the property manager or the agent. Let them be aware that you intend to sublet this apartment to Mr. B, and the landlord or the property manager or agent will let you know the terms and conditions on which they are going to allow such happen. Where you are not subletting, or you want your siblings to stay in the property for the time being while you are away, ensure that you carry along your landlord, your property manager or agent. When I mean carry along, ensure that there is proper notification to, or due notifications to your landlord about your intentions or the events that are about to take place, so that you will not be evicted untimely from your property. Number 5 reason why your landlord or property manager will want to evict you: where you are refused or you have delayed the payment of service charge. So there are apartments that pay service charge or properties that pay service charge. Now your service charge is your cleaning levy or your cleaner's payment or your cleaner's fee, lawma fee, security bills, property maintenance bills, as the case may be. So where you as a tenant, you have signed an agreement and you're obligated to pay a service charge either on a quarterly basis, yearly basis, half-yearly basis, and you begin to delay payment of your service charge, or you do not want to pay at all upon entry after you have entered or you have been admitted into the premises, it is normal that your landlord or property manager will serve you a notice to quit, because your service charge is what is used in maintaining that property. So when you begin to default in payment without proper explanation or reasons or due notification, it is only normal that you should expect a notice to quit or be served an eviction notice, where there's going to be delay in the payment of your service charge. Ensure that you communicate properly with your property manager or your landlord, and also notify them of when you will be able to make payments or meet up with your obligations, so that you will not be served an eviction notice. Number 6 reason why you'll be served an eviction notice by your landlord: where you maliciously damage the fixtures and fittings of your demised premises. There are tenants who carelessly, negligently, or unconsciously mismanage or keep the fixtures and fittings of the demised premises or of the premises that has been rented out to them. Where you are maliciously damaging or negligently damaging or carelessly damaging the property that has been rented out to you, it is only normal that you will be served a notice to quit. So it behoves on you as a tenant to ensure that you keep the property in tenantable condition at all times. So there is no reason where a tenant should consciously or intentionally damage a property. Where there is a damage to a property that is unintentional by the tenant, all the tenant needs to do is to ensure that they repair or replace such damage. The most important thing is that you as a tenant, you are obligated to keep that property in tenantable condition at all times. Now, reasonable wear and tear is not the case here, but consciously damaging the property, you as a tenant should not. So it is only normal or expected of a landlord to evict any tenant that is consciously or negligently damaging their property. Number 7 reason why your landlord will issue you an eviction notice, where you refuse to pay your electricity charges or electricity bill. It is known to all that in Nigeria, except for premises that have prepaid meters, that most of the time the electricity bill or a bill that is brought to houses without prepaid meter, they are estimated bills, and oftentimes they are always exorbitant. However, your landlord will not exonerate you of paying your electricity charges because the electricity bill served on you by the distribution companies is exorbitant. So you as a tenant, you're obligated to pay such fees or bills as the case may be, and pay it timely enough so that you do not accumulate bills or fees or arrears of electricity fees for your landlord that has been issued to you. Where a tenant refuses to pay electricity bill or the electricity charges, it is only normal your landlord will serve you with an eviction notice. And once you are served an eviction notice, you are obligated to vacate the premises. So what do you do when you are served when you are served with an exorbitant electricity bill? Call upon the distribution company that is serving your area, either to come and analyze the usage of or the usage of electricity or the unit of electricity that you use in your apartments, so that they will stop giving you exorbitant bills, or you apply or you ensure that any house that you are moving into has a prepaid meter. This will guard against you having exorbitant fees or electricity charges to pay, and would also save your landlord invariably arrears or exorbitant arrears of electricity bills to pay. When this is done, there is no way that your landlord will serve you a notice to quit or an eviction notice on the premise of non-payment of electricity charges. Number 8 reason why your landlord will serve you with an eviction notice: when they intend to conduct a renovation or structural or a major structural repair in the premises. In this situation, it is inevitable. Your landlord would have to issue you an eviction notice and give you time to vacate the premises, because it will be unhealthy, unfair, or inconveniencing on the tenant for such structural repairs to take place while in the premises. In this circumstance, your landlord will serve you an eviction notice and possibly give you an extension of time if the need arises for you to vacate the premises and for them to be able to conduct such structural repairs. Number 9 reason why you will be served an eviction notice: where your landlord intends to increase their rents. So every landlord wants to have a continuous and a progressive revenue generation from their property investments, where they know that when I increase this rent, the tenant may not be able to pay. The next option that is available to such landlord is to serve you a notice to quit, so that you can vacate the premises and they can admit into the premises a tenant that will be capable of paying the new rental value. Number 10 reason why your landlord will serve you with an eviction notice is when they need their property or their premises for personal use, whether they want a family member to move inside or they want to use their property for an office space or a business space or for whatsoever reason. In such circumstance, you as the tenant will be required to vacate the premises and forthwith will be issued an eviction notice, as the case may be. So if you found this video helpful enough, kindly again subscribe to my YouTube channel, click on the like button and share generously with your audience. Where you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section and I will be there to answer you. Thank you and have a wonderful week.